Hey everyone, back again for another video. Something that I haven't talked about on my channel in a very long time is that I'm a psychic medium and that I work with higher ascended beings like angels. I work with other divine beings other than angels. I work with higher masters, and I generally work with the divine to give messages from the dead to the living, like your deceased family members. I can talk to your deceased pets, like your deceased furry loved ones, and I can get messages from them. And something I wanted to talk about is a very sensitive topic, so I want to do so delicately because it can be very triggering for a lot of people. But I hope that with this message, it brings you some peace to know that your loved ones and your furry loved ones are okay. So something that nobody talks about is where your furry loved ones go when they die. They do go to heaven. When they die, they immediately wake up in heaven. They cross the rainbow bridge. They are often carried by angels. They do not get lost. They don't, the portal to heaven isn't up in the clouds as we understand it. It's more through. You go through the portal. You don't go up. It's more through a portal into heaven. But with the case for our furry loved ones, the angels often have them wake up immediately in heaven. Once they take their final breath and they wake up in the spirit world, they automatically wake up in heaven so that they don't get lost. They are often greeted by deceased family members and deceased loved ones that they knew in life, and they are often taken care of in heaven by those family members. I know that for our furry loved ones, it can be very hard when they are passing. It can be incredibly heartbreaking and heart-wrenching because they're not just pets, they are family members. And something that I know that they would want you to know is that they're the ones who oftentimes bring a new animal into your life because they see you from the astral realm. They see you, they watch over you in heaven, and they see that you are so heartbroken and that you're so sad, and that makes them sad. So oftentimes what they do in spirit is that they'll bring another pet into your life, and it's their way of trying to help you heal and feel better. It is not replacing them. They know that nothing could ever replace them. They do not take it in that way. It is not an insult to them. They do not feel disrespected by that if you choose to get another pet and move on, because oftentimes the new pet that is brought into your life is often brought to you by your deceased furry loved one, because it breaks their heart to see us sad, but we have every right to feel the way we feel. It is sad, it is heartbreaking, and they do not blame or judge you for being sad at their passing. They know that you miss them and they love you dearly, and oftentimes their way of helping us heal is to bring another animal into our life so that we are not alone. It's often their way of trying to help comfort us to heal from their loss. So I promise you, if you end up getting another pet, it is not a replacement. They do not take it that way. You are not disrespecting them. They know that you will always love them no matter what happens. And they want you to know that they're the ones who brought this new animal into your life because they want to help you. They still love you. They're still working with you on the astral realm. And that this animal came into your life as a gift from your past furry loved one, because they know that you're sad and they understand that it is a very sad thing to lose a beloved pet, and they understand that. They do not blame you and they do not judge you. It is not your fault, and they would never hold that against you. They would never hold that against you. Oftentimes they want to help you heal, so they'll use the cat distribution system to your highest advantage. We've all heard of that system, the cat distribution system, where it's the universe will just bring a cat into your life. Obviously, it is the universe, yes, but sometimes it is the work of our furry loved ones working with the universe. Oftentimes when the universe sees that someone is a good person and that they are doing good for themselves and others, the universe will reward certain people with a cat or with a dog, they will reward us in many different ways for our good works, because our Father and Mother in heaven knows us by our good works, even when we don't post it online. We don't need to tell anyone about our good works, for our parents in heaven, Mother and Father Source Consciousness, have already seen it, and they will use animals, they will use loved ones, they will bring people and animals into our life as a reward for our good works. They also bring us many other things as a reward. It's their way of saying, I see you, I acknowledge you, I am proud of you, and I would like to reward you for doing so good for so long. So oftentimes the furry loved ones that we lose will often work with Mother and Father Source Consciousness. They will work with the angels to bring us new pets and new people to heal us, and then other times the universe will bring us people and animals to reward us for doing so good. It is their way of saying, I am so proud of you, I see you, I acknowledge you, and you are valid and you are doing such a good job. So those are some of the ways that the universe works with us. Those are some of the ways that our furry loved ones work with us to help us heal. I promise you that they are not lost in the afterlife, and that they can come and visit you anytime you want. You can pray to them in your head. They will still get the prayers, even if you don't say it out loud. And oftentimes when we lose a furry loved one, but we also still have furry loved ones that are still alive and with us, if you see them staring at nothing, if you see them like barking or meowing at what looks like thin air after we lose a pet, that is oftentimes they can see the pet's spirit. They can see the loved one, the furry loved one that we have lost. They can see spirits. They're very intuitive. So oftentimes when a pet has just passed, and like your dog or cat or like your animals are literally like looking up at nothing, they're looking at thin air, or they're barking at what seems to be thin air, oftentimes they see the pet in spirit, and sometimes they don't understand what they're seeing because they recognize that the pet is gone, like they had physically left, but sometimes they don't fully understand, like, oh, you're back, but you're in a different form, and they don't understand what's happening, so like they'll make noise like that. But take it as confirmation that your pets are still with you in spirit, and that they often come to visit us in dreams. I know my dog Scooter, he was a Maltese dog. He was my little prince, and I did not see him at the time of his passing because I was moved out. I was in my own apartment, and they were my parents' dogs. And that day that mom told me, she called me when I was waiting for the bus and told me that he had passed. That night when I went to sleep, he came and visited me in a dream, and I believe that it was his way of saying goodbye. He was still wearing his little reusable diaper in spirit, and I thought it was so cute, but I just remember the dream where he came to me and I was petting him. No words were said, but I know it was his way of saying goodbye. And I will always love him, and I will always miss him. I will always cherish him. He was my little prince in life, and now he is my little king in the afterlife. And I will always love him. I will always miss him. He was a childhood pet growing up, and he is a very special place in my heart. He would bark at literally everything, and funny enough, he actually saved us from being robbed one day, because I heard him barking at the front door, jumping up at like the side windows, and I looked up and I saw a man like walking away, and I went outside and said, hi, can I help you? And they're like, oh, we thought the place was empty. Like, that's what he literally said. And I had realized that Scooter had actually stopped us from being robbed, so he was a perfect guard dog. And believe me, he had a big bite too. He was an ankle nipper, but I love it. And I will always miss him. I will always love him. And I believe that he brought us Finn, our little, my parents' mini Labradoodle. I believe that he brought us Finn into our lives. And I love Finn. His heart is bigger than his brain. But both of them, all of them will always be cherished. I know my dog, my parents have half Bichon, half Shih Tzu. Her name is Lola, and she is one of a kind. She's more like on the mellow side. She's relaxed. She's old. She's like 11 or 12 now. And I dread the day that God has to take her back. But one day that will happen, and it will be for her highest good that she returns to God, because we all have to return to God one day. We all get the gift of going home one day. And unfortunately, that's just how it works. Our furry loved ones will not live as long as we do. That's just how their lifespan works. But I know that whenever that time comes, Lola too will be watching over us. And your furry loved ones are always watching over you. I know that when they go to heaven, when they wake up in heaven, they are greeted not only by angels, but by loved ones and spirits that have passed in our life, like our human loved ones who have passed, and they are the ones taking care of them in the afterlife, and they are eagerly waiting for us to return. Please do not send yourself back to see them too early. I know that it is incredibly hard to lose such a beloved pet. Please do not go home to God early before it is time. Please do not send yourself back to God. It's not going to be the way you think it's going to be. I promise you, as someone who survived 7 attempts to send myself back to God because I was being abused, it gets better. The healing does happen. I survived 7 suicide attempts unrelated to that. But I promise you, as someone who's lived through the getting better phase, you will heal, you will move on, and you will not be judged for that. I wanted to go back to home when I lost Scooter. I wanted to go home so badly to see him because I missed him. And I was so heartbroken that I didn't get to say goodbye. But I know that it was for my highest good that I didn't see him pass. And I know that he will be waiting for me on the other side when I also cross the Rainbow Bridge. Please do not send yourself back to God too early. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to not be okay. And you have every right to grieve. But please stay in this world so you can experience the healing and the love that comes from it. I promise you it does get better, and you will be okay. It is okay to not be okay right now. It is absolutely valid, and it is normal to be sad and not okay when we lose a loved one, both human and animal. You're going to be okay, and they would want you to live past this pain and to experience the joy of healing and the rainbow that comes at the end of your storm. They want you to experience it in life, the rainbow at the end of your storm. They don't want you to see it from the afterlife when it's too late to send you back. So please stay just one more day. Just take it one day, one moment at a time. I promise you they are still with you and they can still hear you. And I promise you they will never leave you.